wonder why the hell so many people are trying to tell me to slow down. Seems like motherfuckers should be shutting the hell up and enjoying the show.
I was kind of jealous that I didn't have you on my show first.
Yeah, I mean, that's all right. You know, I had my scope moving around, you know, social media. I'm not really like the social media person.
I know.
I was kind of, you know, just kind of eased into it.
Yeah.
Actually, when I had COVID, you know, which was like, this is around the anniversary of my having had COVID.
Okay.
And when I had it, I had severe symptoms.
Wow.
And I used to call my parents and say, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through, because I didn't want to go to the hospital and get on
They
the
say
device.
people weren't leaving the hospital.
Exactly. So I was just trying to tough it out. I mean, it was like breathing through a bar straw, one of those red ones.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was really tough. And you know, I'm athletic. You know, I'm older, but I'm athletic. And it was horrible. Quarantining. I'm not one to stay in. It was rough.
Especially living in Florida.
Yeah.
You know, who can stay in Florida?
Especially coming from Jersey.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm outside. We outside all the time.
Yeah.
Teami Williams.
Yes.
The brother of Wendy Williams.
Yes.
The great Wendy Williams.
Oh, thank you so much.
Our media icon.
Yeah.
So contrary to what people say online, they know that
Yeah.
I mess with Wendy. And I pride myself on, you know, putting Kevin Hunter's where he belongs. You know what I'm saying? So I did that. But anyway.
All right.
Welcome.
Thank you so
well,
much.
we're in your city, so, you know.
Welcome.
Thank you. I thought I would wear the Miami, the
Yeah,
Florida color.
you got the heat going.
I'm
right
from
there.
Florida. You know, I'm from Panama City, but it's
you are? Okay.
nothing like Miami.
Wait, now they're known for oysters up that way, right?
Yes, the Apalachicola oysters.
Yeah, I got to make it up that way. My wife and I just started traveling around and doing different things. We were going out to Marco Island last weekend or a couple weekends ago. And
Okay.
hitting different places, went down to the Keys. We're water people, so, you know, we get to get on the boat or do the jet skis.
You have a boat?
Yeah.
You have jet skis
and
too?
jet skis,
See,
yeah.
that's the
Get out
life.
there.
I hope when I'm done, like, well, I'm never going to stop working, but in between the working, I can kind of slide down here, get me a little pad with some jet skis and a little mini yacht, and I just walk out my door and take off. You know? That's the goal.
Well, you're on the right track.
I'm trying.
Because I see your work out there. You're doing a heck of a job.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I'm very honored to talk to you. So Teami, I've seen you go viral a lot on the internet.
Absolutely.
And you've never held back when it came to speaking the truth about, you know, the family quarrel. You know, Wendy, what happened with your late mother, you know, my condolences.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. It's never easy trying to, you know, let go of a parent.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah. Now, I just want to start from the beginning. I know a lot of people want to know what's going on now. I've put out some wine because we drink wine, not tea. Tea is like, we get in it.
Yeah.
On Wine with Tasha K. So I put out some, you know, wine regarding where she was because I do know, you know, working in PR, they have to make it sound another way. But your sister, I know she's not doing that well.
Right.
No.
Right.
Okay.
Well, you know, with Graves' disease and her pre-existing conditions that she's had prior to COVID, and then being a woman of a certain age, you know, she's under doctor's care, and you know, having parents or having had a mom, and you know, dealing with my dad, who do different medications. My dad, he's pretty healthy. He's very healthy for 90 years old.
I seen him. I was like, wow. I didn't even know he was 90. He looked like, I would give him 55, 56.
Oh man.
Maybe 60.
All right.
Any day. And
Wow.
I'm not like brown nosed. And I was just like, there's no way this man is 90.
Yeah. But along with that comes, you know, comes medication, and you know, for whatever. And so I'm sure, you know, with Wendy's medications, you know, they have to make sure that they don't complicate or override something else that she might be taking. You know, so, you know, it's important right now for her to get the premium, you know, medical care, you know, for her pre-existing treatments. And, you know, not for nothing, but Wendy's one who definitely has a good, she's a person who's dedicated to her craft. You know, she's not one to miss work. She's always been like that. Always talking to me about, you know, being responsible and doing what I have to do. And if you're going to do it, then do it all the way to the max. And so, you know, I know factual. It pains her to be away from the work, but she realized that in order to go back to work, she wants to be 300%. Because for all the people that are saying no, Wendy's got an answer for them when she does get back. And it's just doing her job the way she has been doing, and then, you know, being back on top and moving forward. And that will help alleviate all the stuff. She's not one to battle with the tabloids. You never see her really going back and forth and feeling compelled to respond to the you know, blogs and things like that. I was shocked when she, you know, responded to me, you know, because I was like, you know, oh, you know, people have been calling her all kinds of stuff over the years, everything. But I do know, you know, as being her brother, being her baby brother, and then, you know, us having been so close for so long, you know, it was just a pain. You know, we've never dealt with such a painful situation, and, you know, I just felt a certain type of way, and I couldn't compose myself under those circumstances, so I just let it out.
Yeah, every family fights.
Yeah, and the difference is ours was laid over the internet, which was crazy. But I wasn't, you know, my internet involvement was always just me laying up because of dealing with COVID. Well, this is day number 3, and doing whatever I was dealing with. But then, you know, months later, having that pain and having dealt with that and conquered what I had gone through, I think it just gave me, you know, like, I'm not going to be quiet. You know, I wasn't quiet on the internet. I'm not a quiet person. I'm very, you know, talkative and speak out and, you know, stand up for myself. So and the family. So it was just, you know, a little painful and a little. I couldn't understand, you know. But yeah, we're good now. You know,
That's
and I'm
good.
definitely, you know, Wendy's biggest cheerleader. I'm off to the side, just trying to, you know, combat, you know, some of the rumors, some of the things that go on, because, you know, she doesn't have an advocate. And one thing that I'm realizing over this time is that Wendy's really alone out there. You know, she had, I guess, you know, some support in her husband, who I guess would, you know, do the bully thing or you know, or speak out,
He
or what.
was a trick.
Well, you know, to be honest, I believe that you know better than I do, because, you know, I've seen what was presented to me, and it was presented. My wife and I, we were married 23 years, and, you know, and Wendy and Kevin got married maybe a couple of months prior to my wife and I. So, you know, I was under the impression that we were going to just grow old, and, you know, we're that bomb couple that could always like team up and do stuff. And we were always, when we were back in Jersey, we hit all the parties, did all the events. It was like, Tommy, get Nita and come on out and meet us and let's go. You know, the limo will be out, whatever. And it was nice, it was fun, but it was also, it was real. It was real, and it was good for me because I was always able to see that Wendy was safe.
All right, winos, if you're like me, you probably struggle daily to get just enough, if barely enough, fruits and vegetables into your diet, okay? I work, I got the family, I got other jobs outside of this, I got other stuff that I like doing, and I do not have time to remember to eat. And if I do eat, I eat enough of the right things, okay? And if you're like me, most of us have to take a supplement, but thanks to Teami blends, I cut down on taking my supplements probably weekly. So I don't have to take a supplement every day, because Teami blends has formulated a superfood greens powder that allows us to get about 16 to 17 superfood greens into our diet daily, okay? Now, this particular powder is a nutritious mix that is 100% plant-based, it's vegan, GMO-free, gluten-free, dairy and soy-free, and it's also made without fillers and additives, artificial flavors and colors, and artificial chemicals, okay? And let me show you how I make this, because I've already made one that I drink daily to make sure that I get it. This is 16 superfood green ingredients in one bottle, okay? That's all it takes. You ain't got to cook 16 different meals, all right? So I'm going to show you how this is done. Let me open up a fresh bottle. Well, this one ain't too fresh. I've used it, okay? I'm gonna take this scoop. Now, although it does have its own scoop here, if you need help measuring out, but I usually do about 2, okay? So I'm gonna use this scoop here. I'm trying not to get too messy. I'm gonna dump it here. This is all I'm gonna do. This is all I've done for this bottle here. Go ahead, get the residue off of my hands. I'm gonna add some fresh spring alkalized, however you say that, water, okay? All right, and all I'm gonna do is stir here. And I love that it also have matcha in here, okay? Matcha is like a green tea. It has just enough caffeine. That's natural caffeine. It don't have you all jittery. You know what I'm saying? And it's healthy for the body. It's also a very powerful superfood. Now I'm trying to talk while stirring at the same time, okay? Now you see that consistency? You see this consistency? What's the difference, okay? The difference is I make these daily, store them in these bottles that I get clearly off of Amazon, but Teami Blends has their own bottle, okay? And then I store it in my kitchen so that I won't forget to drink it daily, okay? And so I'm gonna drink this one here. I'm gonna save this one for tomorrow, okay? And there it is. Simple as that, because a lot of us ain't got time, nor can we afford or find a lot of these superfood ingredients in our grocery store. So Teami Blends has made it very simple. And what I love about them is if you use our coupon code UNWINE, okay, using the link below this video, you'll be able to get 20% off of any of their products, okay? Now they have detox teas, which is the Teami skinny tea. They also have the colon cleanse tea. Now this one is good. I take this one probably once a week, all right, to clean it out back there. They also have their wellness protein powders that I use, okay? You've seen me demonstrate these as well, okay? They also have 17 grams of protein that is vegan, plant-based, 100% organic, no artificial flavors, colors. Along with that, they have their wellness chocolate protein in case you don't like the strawberry. Well, I call it strawberry, but it's the berry mix, okay? I always call it strawberry. I don't know why. Maybe it's the easiest berry to go to, but they also have the chocolate if you prefer chocolate. Also gives you a bit of a quick boost, okay? And it's a lot healthier than all those other products out there. And let's not forget their collagen, okay? You know, collagen helps with, you know, skin. It helps with adding to detox the body, your nails, your hair. It also adds extra protein, okay? This one is made with acai berry, butterfly PT powder, and stevia. You know, stevia is a natural sugar, okay? So listen, I ain't got time. I know you ain't got time. I'm always looking for easy, simplistic ways so that I can keep myself as healthy as possible given my 40+ problems, okay? Don't forget to use the coupon code UNWINE and get 20% off your Teami Blends products, okay? Now I'm gonna go ahead and drink mine and get on with my day. Y'all have a nice day. I'm out.
Because before there was Wendy's and before there was Wendy's boyfriends that she had, there was me coming fresh out of college or me is still in college and visiting Wendy at Kiss FM or the New York stations or down in DC when she was doing her thing. And so it was just she and I. So so all those things and what Kevin may say, it might leak out, and I really don't follow what his interpretation of his marriage was. But I do say that, you know, I was there prior to all that. So I know the foundation and how strong Wendy is and how much in tune she is with her direction in life and her course for her career.
Because he's trying to take credit
yeah.
for her career. Kevin Hunter has been,
I understand.
You know, I've had a lot of deep conversations with him, and let him tell it, she's nothing without him. She's gonna sink. And just like when, you know, the tabloids were posting, oh, you know, she's in the hospital. Of course, I've gotten some different information. Yes, she was in the hospital, but she was also trying to kick another addiction. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, he posted with the mistress that he had the entire time. Yeah. Well, I mean, almost a decade with Wendy. Yeah. Health is wealth. So continually to kick her while she's down, like he wants to see her fail. So I guess maybe he, you know, he can prove that, see, I told you she would be nothing without me. I was the one that held it together. But to hear you say, yeah, before him, I was there protecting my sister. Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, Wendy's the type of individual that unless you are a beater, mm-hmm, or, you know, you're not going to beat her. You know, her mind is strong. You know, her tongue is sharp. You know, she's very pretty. You know, so he was beat when he first met Wendy, you know, because he knew that what he ran into. He's now, a little hard, you know, on the eye. A lot of times individuals, and I'm not saying Kevin, because I don't know the backdrop and the stories, and I really could care less at this point. Wendy's moved on. Right now, it's about Wendy's health. It's about her progression and what direction she cares to go in. We support her as the family. You know, personally speaking,
I like for her to just leave it all and come on down here and be with family. I miss her a great deal, and I know family does. My dad would, I'm sure, would love to have Wendy close by. You know, she owns down here and she's down here frequently and everything like that. But I mean, there's nothing like having everybody together, especially, you know, we're in our 50s. I'm the youngest, I'm 54. And, you know, and we're missing one of the links, but I know everybody's dealing with and mourning differently. And back to, you know, my taking on the internet and doing what I'm doing, it's the wind beneath my wings is my mother, because she's always been a socialite, always been a giver. And my channel is all about, you know, pain that people might have felt, whether it's with the pandemic. I had a series with the podcast that lasted for about a year, and I addressed solely, you know, how people are coping and dealing with the pandemic and loss and job loss or whatever, quarantining, anything. And it was amazing how it was received, and it was amazing the calls and letters and things like that, and the responses that I was getting that seemed synonymous of what I was going through. And that's helped me and continues to help me a great deal each day when I go online.
Wow, wow.
I'm even doing a dating game on there. You know, and
dating game.
Yeah, I'm doing a dating game.
What you know about dating? You've been married 23 years.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to ask you. I'm gonna have to have your wife sit down here in a minute.
Yeah.
What you doing out here in these streets?
Well, you know what? It's a dating game. It's for the people. You know,
social media dating. It's different. It's different climate from 23 years ago.
Yeah, I know, but you know, our thing we do it the same as
It's the same.
The same thing.
Okay.
The only thing, like my platform, everybody's anonymous. They come up, you know, a series of questions by the bachelor or bachelorette to whoever, and then afterwards, you know, we bring it up. You didn't pick bachelorette number one, and boom, here she is from, you know. And when we put something together and send them on a date, or if they fly in, then we take care of it once they arrive wherever they're going and stuff. And we
you make them sign waivers and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, cause like, you know, going on these dating games and apps and stuff, I just had something terrible happen to my niece. So just, you know, make sure you sign. If anything happens to you, you cannot sue the Williams family. Like,
that's heavy.
You reading in between the lines?
But yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of it's just for, you know, a lot of it's just for fun and giggles. You know, it's good for the viewers. Yeah. It's good for them. You know, if you meet somebody, it could just be, you know, a pen pal or somebody you just talk to on the phone and say, hey, you know, that was cool, it was nice. It's just somebody else nice to talk to. Because again, the channel, also the channel is a good portion of the population are Wendy's people, because they want to find out who's her brother, what's going on. They found me when I got out there and, you know, and doled out about Wendy. But then, you know, they found me. They came there because of Wendy, and they stay there because of what they're learning about me. And a lot of the people that follow me and stuff, there has been some fragmentation going on, you know, and so they've been chipped away. It might have been a loss, might be a divorce, something. Because my channel, a lot of times when I go on, my wife will say, you know, I stay on there for a while, you know, and I'm just like, I'm gonna get on here for 20 minutes and then I'll be off. And I'm like,
don't work like that.
And I'm still on. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I get up
3 hours.
Oh my gosh! Like this morning, I got up and it's like 5 o'clock. I'm trying to do my run, and I think I was sleep running, you know, 5 miles, because I'm telling you, it's just crazy. And then I sit there and eat, and then they're like, he's eating in front of the camera. I'm like, geez, would you?
Mukbang.
Yeah.
Call it a mukbang.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm glad, like, because when you came out, it was kind of like, wait a minute, where have you been tucked away? Like, all this has been going on with the family, and then boom, you pop up, and it was just like you shut shit down, to the point where to see her respond from her purple chair, it was like, oh, they really getting into it. But you know, our brothers and sisters, I'm sure, like, coming up, you know, this was something that you guys had already established. So did you kind of know she was gonna hit back, or were you surprised?
No, I knew, you know, we had some discussions and stuff, you know, prior to and everything. Naturally, you know, there was, you know, talks, you know.
Was it at the funeral?
No.
Okay. Was it at the after funeral?
No, it was actually, you know,
black funerals.
And it's
a fight.
Yeah. No. You know,
fight.
And again, we have our patriarch of the family, you know, as well. And we all love our dad, and nobody's trying to, you know, throw the Williams name. I mean, you know, it's, you know, Wendy puts the W up, but we are the Williams family. You know what I'm saying? We all are authorized and qualified to go ahead and throw that light up.
Okay.
So, you know, at the end of the day, nobody wanted to, you know, run the name down in the dirt. I know I didn't. I'm very, you know, I have good values my parents instilled and things. So I knew that apology was necessary. It was necessary for me to move past, and, you know, Wendy's a crier. Wendy's also emotional. And, you know, within the family, I have always been that one person, because Wendy started this whole thing interviewing me with her goodie brush. You know, she was saying it on the movies and stuff. Wendy and I were always thick as thieves. And
yeah, I was gonna say, how was it coming up with Wendy Williams as your sister?
We used to have T-shirts that I think she made, because she's very crafty. It said machine wash. She had machine wash. She made one for me, tumble dry. You know, we used to do all our trick or treating and all the stuff on the beach, you know, and everything. And and a lot of the movie was factual. I mean, you know, that it was really how things went down. Wendy was an early developer, so, you know, she was looking kind of, you know, there might be the big Girl Scout, might have a box of cookies. It was like, who's this lady with these Girl Scout cookies? You know, but and I was the brother. What are you looking at? You know what I'm saying? Your eyes back in your face. You know, and so, you know, but meanwhile, I had braces and glasses, and people were like, this weirdo, you know. But anyway.
No,
lots of fun.
I love to
great memories, very close. You know, you know, things kind of altered when my wife and I moved to Florida, because, you know, Wendy and I were so close, and she was so close to, you know, making her move with the marriage and things and all that was going on. Wendy's no dummy. She, you know, was aware of a lot of things, and just like he might have had his plan, Wendy's a planner as well, plot and plan, and
I saw that. I was like,
she's very tactical as well. So you know, you definitely have to get your sleep. He had to get his sleep to be one up on Wendy, and still, you know, he's way, you know, it didn't work out.
You can't beat nobody when you have a baby on somebody. That's not a win.
Yeah, that's not a win.
That's a debt.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, I just, you know, I'm like, you had a baby. And when I saw her throw shade at him, saying, you're a dad now.
but you know, the gift really and truly, you know, within all that is little Kevin, or Kevin. Yeah. You know, he's a grown man right now, pretty much. And, you know, he's the gift. Wendy's an awesome mother, always been there for Kevin. You know, I look at both my sisters and I say, you know, geez, you all are great parents. You know, Wendy would do anything for little Kevin. And I think she proved it, because she gave her time. Most importantly, she gave her time within that infectious.
Let Kevin tell it.
Yeah.
I remember there was one particular story he was telling me on the phone, was about when little Kev had, when Wendy told the world about the K2 situation, right?
Yeah.
You know, Kevin is dead set on, she didn't even want to help him. I had to charter a plane and fly him to Honduras to get help, and you know, Sharina went, and it was his mother, and I was just like, what the? So to hear you say like, she's a good mother, but I'm telling you, he's out here trying to kill off the name, like, she was a bad wife, that's the reason why I did this, and you know, she's a bad mother, and I've always felt from those in-depth phone conversations with him, narcissism.
Yeah.
Everything is her fault.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you have that complex or whatever goes on within yourself, you know, you have to kind of, you know,
complex.
You have to, you know, push. In order to get tall, you push yourself, push the shoulders down on that person who's troubling you. And you know, it's obvious. You know, Wendy had no response to any of that, because she's doing her thing and she's living her life, and she's creating her happiness through this pandemic, which is troubled times. It's like the worst time to go through divorce and all that she's going through. It's the worst time to be alone up there. It's the worst time to have all family here. It's the worst time to have suffered a loss of a parent, especially a mother.
And then, I don't know if you remember DJ Booth.
Yeah.
DJ Booth separated from her during the pandemic as well.
Yeah, I know. You know, and he actually had reached out to me.
And he reached out after he dragged your sister online?
Right, and you know, but you know.
Did you drag him?
Well, you know what? I wasn't familiar with any of that, because again, I was just like, you know, what I was doing with social media was for me.
Okay.
And my morning and things. I didn't know what he did. I still really don't, I'm not plugged in, don't even care. I just know that, I'm not trying to link up, the big thing, with Kevin was he was, yo man, you got this YouTube, now you're into YouTube now? I'm like, what are you talking about? He seemed so concerned about where I was going and made it seem like he and Wendy were so concerned. Wendy could really, care less, and I know at that particular point, because that was the time of turmoil, that right around the time of my mother's passing. And
was he trying to manage you? I know that's his thing.
He right. So
I know. Let I say I know.
So right.
I know he was trying to manage you.
Yo, I can, but it's not. It wasn't about all that. It wasn't about monetization. It wasn't about any of that stuff that I learned as I went on. It was just a matter of therapy for myself. I got on there because I found individuals who I wasn't calling friends, but I just felt better, unloading some things that were on my mind. I'm a happy person. People always know me synonymous with a smile. And I didn't want to change that or rearrange my whole life because of, this loss. That's not what my mother would want.
Yeah.
And so I had to figure out, how I was going to, supply myself with what I need in order to keep pressing on. And I found it through the internet. And it's the craziest thing, because when I was going through the quarantining, I had literally dragged myself into my wife, because we were at two different ends of the house. And I said, I'm working on something. I want to tell you about it. And she didn't want to hear anything, because we were both had lemons and all that stuff and the onions on the stove. We were taking turns going in there, and I'm barely making it, talking about, I got it, and she's like, get out of here. But, it wasn't about any of that. It was just a matter of, doing stuff and keep it. And our mantra is positive vibes. Yeah. So, DJ Booth and Kevin and all that was going on. As long as nobody puts their hands on Wendy or does anything, then, everybody's all right.
There was some talk about there was hands on her.
There was talk about it, but, it was never confirmed by Wendy. And, she always knows that she has a go-to with me. Okay. Because everybody's got that wild side. And, I'm just as mild-mannered as I am. I'm a plotter and a planner, too. And don't let the good smile fool you.
Have you and Kevin ever had talks? Any exchange?
Yeah, we've had talks and stuff like that. We've had talks.
You've had to put him in his place a few times?
Well, naturally, it wasn't a matter of putting in place. It was just a matter of, what makes sense and where you're coming from. Pretty much, I'm keeping tabs. We were close enough in terms of proximity, whereas I was always over the house anyway.
Okay.
And, if I wasn't over there, my wife was over there. So we kind of see and everything and feel things out. And, not for nothing, but Wendy and I talked. So I knew everything that was going in the backdrop, through its entirety. And,
before the world knew.
Way before the world knew. And it wasn't anything like that had me involved, because everybody deserved to have and foster their own marriage. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't want anybody involved in my marriage. So I'm going to just fall back.
Even with him having a woman in the next neighborhood, it didn't make you as a brother, you know what? You done pushed the line now.
Well, you know what? My
you fucking with my sister.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I could dig it. But you know what? My thing was this. If Wendy wants me to, she's the gatekeeper to my emotion and my reaction. And once it's triggered, then there's no coming back. So she knows me. And so she just figured that, we had long conversations in depth, new directions, knew how she was feeling and everything like that. So I was satisfied, with how she was, moving through and her thought process on everything. She's no dummy. And our conversations were good. And they were also, they left me feeling comfortable with how things were.
Okay.
And again, my having a discussion with him might alert him to too much before it needs to be happening.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? So,
when you're planning for a divorce and you got a lot of money,
you can't splatter stuff on the wall.
You can't put it out there because then he'll know your next move. And, it would kind of mess things up in the end when it comes to
and it all goes back to it's their marriage. And, I just sat on the sideline and watched closely and just, made sure everything, everybody was okay, health-wise as we went through this. Yeah. Because his mental health was important because I don't need James Evans going into the crib, and at the same time, so that was important. So it was a matter of, just playing my position. Okay. But at the end of the day, I had, there has been an enlightenment having lost my mother. And I've always felt as though, we're humans and I don't wish any bad upon anybody. I've always been like that. I don't wish anybody any malice. I'm not a person who has enemies, okay. And somebody else's beef is their beef. Now it's family, so naturally there are parameters with that. But I felt comfortable with things, Now what he's doing now, I feel is really harmless. I think that the main thing is Wendy's health. Once she gets back up and gets back out to doing what she wants to do, whether it's going back or not going back or whatever she ultimately chooses, I think that we're just going to stand here and stand with her, and he has nothing to do with that.
That's good that you guys are united as one.
Absolutely.
And I do wish, that she did have, not to say that she doesn't have you guys' support. I know that she has your support and love, but to be in New York, the concrete jungle, as a newly divorcee and no family around, and you got people around who just want to see you work, but at the same time, it's like Wendy, and I know from talking with her staff, she's not the one to take off. Mm-hmm. So for this to be, a hiatus, this was something that had to happen because it's a matter of life and death, right? Yeah. So if you don't get your health together, how are you going to perform?
Yes.
Yeah. So does she have a plan in place to get her health back to 100%?